Hey guys, what's up? Sorry for the late start a little bit, or a little late start. Um, as you could probably, or maybe not, um, tell, I am, hang on a second. There we go. Um, I am currently, or was currently trying to download something. It's just more realistic sound for my B-29, so not B-29, my T6 Texan that I was flying. I was going to switch the sound into more. It's a freeware sound, but it sounds more realistic. So I was going to try to do that, but it was taking 2 hours, and I really wanted to stream tonight. So I do have a new paint for you guys. New paint, repaint, as well as, let me see if I can set this up here. It's are we good? Let's see. Yeah, we're good. Okay, good. So as well as a new paint for you guys, I just installed today out of countless models I've been trying to install as well. Um, so yeah, let's see here. You guys see my stream is working well too. Give me one sec. Just seeing if the sound is working on the stream, because I have been having issues with that occasionally. Just give me a sec, guys. YouTube. Ah. Uh, I had another ant crawling on me. Look at these giant ants. Here now, they're like twice the size as normal ants. They're like twice the size as normal ants. Okay, we're good. Just had to check that. Okay, so let's see. Let me open up the internet like I did yesterday so it's easier. We're going to leave this on the right side. And now do this, copy this, get this. So as I am setting this up, this particular bomber was used, not the name of it, but the Enola Gay, which is what this bomber was. One of the bombers that this bomber was one of the bombers that, or one of our, this particular bomber, not the bomber, the bomber, but the name of the bomber. This particular B-29, not this B-29, but a B-29 that was named the, that's what I'm trying to say, the Enola Gay bombed Japan with an atomic bomb. That atomic bomb was called Little Boy, and it was bombed from, or was dropped from the B-29 named Enola Gay. So I just thought, you know what, since we have a B-29, we have a pretty cool, this is not the Enola Gay. If you go online, it's just like black lettering right here, and it says Enola Gay on it. But this is a new texture that I have on it now. My older models do not have textures on them. So the original Virtavia Boeing B-29 I had didn't have a texture on it. So now that they do, I figured why not use it in the stream. So let's do it. We're going out of, I don't know if this thing can take off from that little airport that we land at 4, so I'm going to take off from Tampa and fly to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and no, I think we're going to fly at West Palm Beach, actually. Yeah, West Palm Beach was the airport we were flying to. I'm not going to go back to the stream because I think Palm Beach International, before I landed somewhere, and then did some hops around the airport or whatever. I forget what airport that was. So we're just going to go from Tampa to West Palm Beach International Airport. Let's do that. So KTPA. And this sounds like an actual B-29. There's nothing different from anything. The sound is pretty much good. And pretty much sounds like a real B-29. So if you see Fifi flying, Fifi is a B-29 also that is with the Commemorative Air Force right now. Unfortunately, the B-29 that bombed that dropped the bomb on Japan was burned in a fire. Basically, they tried to rebuild it. They got new props on it. They rebuilt the thing, repaired everything on it to fly it back to the United States and have it as a museum plane or whatever. But the thing in the back of the plane that was installed, I think, on the plane started a fire on takeoff. So they did a run up and they practiced takeoff, but they didn't take off. They ran the wrong way, make sure they had enough room. And on second takeoff, the plane caught fire and they did not have a fire extinguisher with them. So they just made sure, watched the plane burn. Unfortunately, nothing came back as far as I know. But yeah, that was pretty interesting at the end of. There's actually a video that you can watch. I think it's on Discovery Channel or something like that. Or something like that. One of you guys might know. And yeah, basically burnt. And basically they watched it because they didn't have they couldn't put the fire out. And for them to repair it, it was like extensive damage. So then they had to add more they would have to add more money into it. Not that they couldn't, but the amount of damage that was on the plane by the time they put the fire out, get the fire extinguisher, put the fire out. The plane was made of like metal and lightly armored, so it went not lightly armored. These things were well armored, but they went. There would have been no saving the plane because I think there was like wood in there, and then they would have to get the wood spar and everything for the plane. So they just made sure that I guess didn't cause any damage to wildlife or any damage to the area where it was burning. And I don't know if they said anything. They didn't say they said anything. They're just talking about it. So yeah, but we are also currently making. Currently, we are repairing. It has done taxi tests, but besides Fifi, there is another bomber that also, as I set this up, that also was a museum plane for the longest time, and they decided, okay, we want two B-29s flying. So they're repairing Doc now, which is another DOC, which is another B-29 that served in the U.S. Air Force. Generally, I think we had like something like 200 or so B-29s or something like that. That I think we had like 600, 700, something like that. But I don't know the exact thing at the exact time. But it's good to have two B-29s back as well. And the if you guys haven't heard as well, there is a B-17 crash. That B-17 ended up becoming scrap. The plane wasn't sadly the plane wasn't fit enough to fly, and the museum can pay for the um, repairs for it, so they just scrapped it. I don't know that much info into that, but there is a B-17 as well at the commemorative Air Force that, as I set this plane up and continue to talk, um, there is also a B-17 with the commemorative Air Force. That's the B-17 Yankee Lady. That thing is in pristine shape. This plane came off of the line when World War II was ending. So instead of sending into, or as World War II is coming to an end, this plane came off the line. So instead of scrapping it, they just decided to give it to the commemorative Air Force. And if you guys see it, it is still in pristine shape. This plane has been around since I can remember, probably 6, 7 or more years with the commemorative Air Force. It's performed in many different air shows and has given veterans as well as the general public rides, as well as I believe Fifi does that as well, and the B-24 does that. You can also go in up in a P-51 or a T-6 Texan, I think. There's also a the Japanese bomber that I can't be not the I know the name, but it's like a Japanese fighter that bombed Pearl Harbor. But we also have one of those in our in the as well. Okay, so we're taking off in the AM. No, we want to take off during day. And if I crash this thing, um, it's because I kind of know how to fly it. I kind of don't. I did test fly with this thing. Basically, it's like flying a bigger Texan, and the speed is crucial as well with this thing because it's so heavy. So if I crash this thing, don't mind me. It's just a heavy bird with a lot of history. Not this particular plane, but the B-29 in terms of the history of bombing Japan, bombing other places as well. So let's get started here. We're taking off from Tampa. We have ramp gate large, B-29, fair weather. All right, let's go do this, guys. All right, so everything's good here. Okay, let's go do this. What is this? This is that. Okay, that's just lost the progress. Whoop, there we go. I lost the progress bar for a minute. All right, so let's get this plane started. I'm gonna shut the engines are gonna be started, but I'm gonna shut them off and restart them for you guys so you can hear the start up and see all the smoke effects and everything. This thing has a lot of smoke to it, so which is realistic. But kind of overkill. But I've never seen a B-29 start up. I've only seen a B-17, so you'll see what I mean, though. Okay, so let's get this thing started. Internet, that's that. That's that. Just checking stuff, guys. All right, let's do this. Whoa, we are okay. All right, so let's shut this bird down for a minute. And this thing doesn't tip stall, as far as I know. It doesn't hold that CL415 when that happened. That is just like a model error. So basically, they created the model to do that. I have no idea why. They should probably fix that though, but nobody has ever fixed that. That does not happen to the real CL415, CL215s. All right, so we're gonna push back a little bit. Look how big and beefy these wheels are. These planes land on dirt strips as well as concrete strips. That's why the wheels are so big on them, as well as I believe we had B-24s on aircraft carriers for the some sort of bombing of Japan, which was I think it's success from what I remember. Okay, so now we're gonna back up, and I'm gonna. Here we go. I wonder what they do. Like because I know civil pilots go say clear prop. I wonder if they just say clear props or clear prop. That's just a thing that just came in because these are huge props for this plane. Well, not huge, but they're decently sized. I mean, the plane's big. So there's also we had in our um, fleet in terms of bombers. Around that time, we had the P-51s, P-40s, the P-47s. But in terms of heavy bombers, we had the B-17, the 820, the 820, the B-29, the B-36 Peacemaker. So it was the B-17 Super Fortress, the B-29, or it was the B-29 B-17 Fortress. And this was the B-29 Super Fortress. And then we had the B-36 Peacemaker, which had 6 engines on the back of it. So think of this wing, something like this wing with 6 engines on the back of it, as well as two jet engines on each wing. So including some of the later models of the B-36 had 2 engines on each wing, 2 jet engines as well, including the 6 props that were on the plane. I'm just going to say clear prop because I don't know if they do or not, but clear prop. See all that smoke that's coming out of those engines? Yeah, baby. Wait until the engines warm up to give it. Not really. Oh, they fixed that. That's weird. They fixed that issue. Wow. Last time it took forever to get these engines to warm up. As you can tell, this plane is much slower. This is a bomber. The bombers generally had this is much slower than Texan. The B-29s, the B-17s, the B-36s generally had fire cover, like P-51s, P-40s. Generally, if you go back in time to the P-51s, the first black or Native American or black fire group was created. Those were called the Red Tails, which served in 42nd, I believe, fire group. I'm not too sure about that, but there's a movie called Red Tails as well, and they were really a good squadron as well. But then I think they served from the B-17, I think, up to the early stages of the B-29s. I believe, I'm not sure. At least it's what I've seen, like with the movie, but I haven't done like that much research on it. But all right, so we're going left. Also, this was an American. I never knew that. So this was an American plane. Oh wait, I did know that, but it's not. Huh? I never heard of this model before, but I thought this was like a Saudi Arabian one, but nobody else had the B-29, so why would this be an actual? Yeah, so I just realized that like right now. I thought I was looking at detail and stuff. Alright, so we're gonna use this whole runway for the takeoff. I know it sounds crazy, but this thing is heavy. And then the flaps. Let's listen to that nice flap sound. Here we go. It should be enough flaps for takeoff. Let's get up in the air. And now play it once we get up in the air, because this plane is actually not. Now, let me do it now because I don't want to crash in the air. So let me do it really quick. That's how unsteady this plane is while flying. I mean, it's steady, but it's not that steady. So we're going to KPBI, I believe it was, which is West Palm Beach International Airport, or Palm Beach in West Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach International Airport in West Palm Beach, Florida. Alright, so we're taking off to our left. That is fine. We're just going to make a long turn to the left and on takeoff after takeoff. Here we go. B1. I'm going to rotate just yet, giving a little more time. Rotate. Oh, that was nice. V2, gear up. Not going to turn just yet because this plane is slower than Texan, so. Or it's faster, I'm not sure. I think it's. Yeah, it's slower than Texan. Gonna take a while to climb, so just give me a sec. What's up? Alright, so it should take us about an hour. So roughly about an hour. Yeah, it's a little faster than Texan, because in Texan it would take an hour 30, I think. But you could see all the guns on it. This thing, like, is small. Is like, there's a gun down below. There's a gun above here. There's like a gun over here. This is a really good bomber. I'd say better than the B-17. I think it had uh, compressed cabin too, which means you didn't have to wear a mask up at a certain altitude. Yeah, I randomly stole those things sometimes, and I didn't know it. If that ever happens, there's probably a slight chance I'm not getting out of it. But so far, so good. See, I'm not going all the way left like I used to Texan because you gotta take these turns slow and wide with these things. I mean, all the way to the right. $40. Yeah, it's a little faster than Texan. A little bit. Yeah, I'm just much faster actually. We're going 217. Texan goes like 150, 160, 170. That's how fast Texas buys this thing. We're going to 219, 222 ground speed right now. I'm climbing 222 ground speed and increasing. Try and get in line with that. Oh, ugh. This fun little plane to fly and escort with you. If you have two T6 Texans or P-51s, you could slow down and have one on one side of you and one on the other. You could also formation fly in Texan. If you have B-17, you could formation fly. It'd be fun to do that. I don't have enough people online to do that, unfortunately. Sometimes we pull something together though. Or I'll jump on online and fly with some guys, and they'll formation fly with me, depending on what plane I'm flying. Normally, it's a Boeing 747 that I get escorts for, but other than that, not really that much. Sometimes I'll get an F-18 if I fly B-29, but it's just sometimes. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump. I'm gonna try to jump on YouTube every day if I can, and do flights around the U.S. in various planes like the B-17, the B-29, and the Texan. So far, and now we're speeding. We're doing good timing. We're gonna land in West Palm Beach in about 20 minutes, I think it says. Whew, man, I'm tired tonight. No problem though. I love aviation. There are some times where actually I've fallen asleep while flying in the sim, and the plane just like crashes and you hear the explosion, but you don't hear the warning like 10, 20, or 30, 20, 10, or anything like that. Pull up. You don't hear that. You just hear the explosion and you're like, oh, I crashed? Okay, then. Because the engines are so like, once you get like in aviation, they're like so calming. Like, not calming, but like, just like so like fun to fly. And once the planes stay like this, and you're just like relaxing watching the plane fly, and then you know like you have a comfortable chair, you're singing, you're flying, listening to the engines and stuff. I'm pretty sure that any veteran is probably, this isn't calming to them. It reminds them of war or the victories that they've had in the aircraft. So we are 20 minutes away from West Palm Beach International Airport, according to the GPS. Just turning. Oops. Hit the fall. A little more faster than the Texan for his flights, honestly. Texan is like an hour and 30 minutes. This thing's going like 267 ground speed, so definitely faster than Texan. more of a funner stream too, hanging more airports. But I also like flying Texan in T6 in the stream as well. I'm gonna put this on full screen because the live chat isn't really there's nobody in live chat right now, so I'm just gonna put this on full screen for you guys. I'll check out Tampa if there's anyone. Now you can see her much better. Zoom out a little bit, that's all close. Alright. Let's see now. You can turn on wagons so we don't go out too much. I love bombers actually. They're one of my favorite fighters, or they're one of my favorite US Air Force aircraft. I'm not really into stealth fighters that much. I think the only stealth fighter that I'm into is like the F-18. It can be wait. Is the F-18 a stealth fighter? No. My bad. I don't think it is, at least. I think we're gonna be using the B-29 for most of my next streams. This thing is booking. It's going 352 knots right now, ground speed. I think Tampa's somewhere up there. Or no, Palm Beach. I'm sorry, Palm Beach. Then we're gonna head down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Then we're gonna head over to Kissimmee Airport. Then we're gonna head down to, I believe, a bunch of military bases along the Keys. Then head over to Pensacola, and then Dallas Love Field, KLAX, into a bunch of airports. I could head to all these, but it's just land, take off, land, take off, land. So I want to make like the stream like that, because then it'll be in Florida forever. So I just picked out like mainly international airports, as well as some small military bases and some airports that look cool, like that one with the Rio Towers. In the last stream, one stream before, it was the last stream. 13 minutes. We're gonna start slowing this bird down. Just because we want to descend and get this plane ready for landing. Not too much. Give it half. Half throttle. All right, so 12 minutes out. And I'm going to land these things into the ground either when you land. And sometimes, like with the B-17s, what would happen is if the plane didn't have gear, the pilot would have to belly land, and that would basically kill the belly gunner, which is the gunner down by the tail there, or on the B-17, I think it's under the wings. Not under the wing itself, but under the wing root there. Like render here. Right there where my mouse is showing back more. It's like right where that deviation is on the bottom there, that like grayish color. Right where my mouse is, right there. Alright, so we can descend. Start descending. Never saw the B-29 Fifi in the Jones Beach Air Show yet. I really want to. That's the only plane that I haven't seen in the air show yet. It always, when it comes here, it always performs one day. And then what they do is they use the B-29 for flights, like veteran flights, as well as civil people flights, for like 15 minutes or so. And then they then on Saturdays they use it for the air show. So Saturdays they use it for the air show, and Sunday they use it for rides. That's why you don't see it in the air show, or I never saw it because I've only gone on Saturdays. And I think I went Saturday once, but I mean I went on Sundays always, but I went on Saturday once, and the plane didn't come to the air show that year. But that's the only plane I think in the Jones Beach Air Show that I have not seen yet, or don't have video of. Alright, so let's see here. Can we get closer there, or do we want to go over the ocean? I think we'll go over the ocean with this thing, so we can avoid like trees and stuff for landing. Let's put the altitude up. Actually, the altitude is right here. This is what a real B-29 cockpit would look like for the pilots that flew these things. And I could go the co-pilot seat. I can go in the front here. So this is where, if you want to ride, this is or if you paid for a ride on a B-29, this is one of the seats where you can sit in if you're lucky and have this view. Let's see where else I can take you. I don't think this was a seat. I'm not sure. Our choice. Back here with the. Oh, we're up more. Okay, we're up in. What's that? No, I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. We're back. I think this is the engine area where they monitored the engines. We'll do this view for a little bit while we set up for landing. This is a nice view too that you can see. That you could be on the plane if you love hearing the engine sound. Let's see here, people. Airport's more down there, but we're going over the water, so. Okay. The water is to our right, or going to be to our right. There we go. Close view of those engines. Alright, now we're gonna. I believe this is the wrong way up here. So. Nope, it's a lot more. We'll stay on here for a bit. Let's see if there's any more views that I can show you guys. Oh, interesting view here. This is where all the bombs would be if you got on here, I think. I think this is a bomb view too. Yep, there we go. There's the bomb view. I could open up the bomb bay doors in this thing as well. I don't know how though. I think I have to set that up through the I'll try to set that up for you guys next flight. I'm gonna start descending now, so I head back up to the cockpit. pops out. I know, that's a gear horn. We're just putting out all the plots for landing right now. And to descend. Man, I never flew this thing in so long. It looks so good. Let's throttle a little bit. While we descend. We don't want to go stall, but we want enough engine power over the or engine thrust to keep us in the air. It's nailed too much. It's fine. There's the airport. Looks like we have an active runway right there, so we can turn and line up with that if you want to. I might not because we're so high. But, oh, and I do plan to make a land hermit crab care video as well. Oh wait, this is not. I'll make it as well. Land hermit crabs are really cool. They're like they're basically hermit crabs, but they're land and they breathe air. They just need salt water and food in order to stay alive. And ants is their worst enemy, so it's gonna be really fun because. Think. Gear down to create weight. This is how they would first flight test the planes. They do this with Boeing. They leave the gear out for the whole test flight, the whole first flight. I think they did that with every plane. Honestly, they test because if the gear didn't come out, then how are they going to get on the ground? So I think they do that with any test flight, any first flight. You might have to fly over the airport and come around. That's what it's looking like. we might have to do unless. Yeah, I don't see the. Should be right below us, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we'll fly over the airport and then come around and land. Fly over the airport, make a left turn. That's our base, and then our downwind, and then final for this runway right here. I don't know what runway that is because I haven't been to Tampa in a while, but it's going to be one of the. Probably will land on this runway right here. It's a little short, but we can make it because we're slower aircraft, so let's challenge ourselves. I'll challenge myself once we get down there. Gear up. Should be descending shortly. Alright, so I think we're descending. Let me check. It should be descending. Not that. Yep, we are currently descending. It's just taking us a long time. So then we're going to turn on downwind, base, downwind, and final. So we're going to be on our base shortly. Oh, we're only at 12,000 feet. Jeez. This thing is hard to descend then. Unless we lost a lot of altitude already. I think we did. Turning on to our base, I believe. We're going to take a long base, then go on downwind out over the waters. So right about now we're currently on our base for Tampa. I mean for West Palm Beach. Taking my time so I don't overspeed on landing and break the gear. The ground. Which the gear doesn't really break, it just says he crashed. If you make a really hard landing. Alright. So now we're going to turn on to... Still high. You can stay on the base for a little bit and descend. Since the airport's right next to us. Now we're going to be on our downwind for that short runway I showed you guys earlier. Gear down. And we're almost on our final. Don't know if we're going to make it, but I'm going to try to send a lot. So we're heading for that runway right there. First light. This is the farthest light from us. That's the runway we're heading towards. And we're still descending. We're about 4,000 feet. We're about 4,700 feet off the ground right now. And descending. So we're going to make one more right turn. I'm not going to make it all. Yeah, let's make a left turn just so we don't gear up. And this should make us lose the altitude as well, which it is, because our nose isn't climbing right now. Nose is pointing down, which we want something like this. You don't want at because it's not going to gain altitude. You don't want to lose altitude, but you're landing, so we don't need this. Alright, so let's get rid of this if we can. Alright, we're good. Oh, and this. There we go. Alright, slow down. Should be at perfect altitude now. If we're landing on that runway, we'll descend the rest of the way before we hit that short runway. Gear down to create drag on the plane as well. She's going to be a little floaty, that's why I'm trying to get a little lower. Give us some views. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, no, I should be fine. I'm aiming for that big runway, that's why. I think we're too high, but we're not. Let's go left a little bit. Alright. Hold up a little bit. Now we're on final. We've been on final ever since we ended up with the wrong way. And go more. This is a really short wrong way. It does not look good. Let's go around. Gear up. Did not like that approach. Whoa. A little low here. Let's do this. I'm gonna come around to the left. Base. Now we're on base again for that long way. Gear down. Now we're in downwind. And be final. And we're coming in too fast now. One line here, but it's just every approach is like off like this. Anyways. Come on. Okay. This is good, this is good, this is good. Nice. Oh no. I call that a landing. Maybe the wrong one was a little short, but I bounced a little bit. And and we take it the whole wrong way there. Wow. Alright, so we're gonna park at a parking spot all the way at the other end of the airport right there. Where that concrete strip is over there. So thoughts up. Shut our engines off and prepare for the next flight. And check our fuel. Feels good. So we are going to actually park. Down here. I think this is the way you get here. Yep, it is. Oh, we're skidding. I think it's yeah, it's right over here. We're gonna park by that hangar. And refueling box, why not? Always, when there's a refueling box, get fuel. You never know if you land at an airport and you need fuel and there's not fuel. Just easier instead of going into the fuel and payload area and refueling that way. So we're gonna park up there real quick by that end points. I'm gonna refuel 100%. Cool. Alright, let's park over here. Hey, let me just check my viewer counts and then we will get on to the next flights. Shut the engines off. And okay. So here's what I'm thinking. What we're gonna do is we're gonna park here for tonight and then continue this flight tomorrow on the B-17. So we're gonna be at Tampa Fort Lauderdale tomorrow in the B-17. Not in the B-17, B-29. Sorry. So same plane in the B-29 from West Palm Beach. This is West Palm Beach, not Tampa. Sorry. This is so we're gonna go from West Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.